Hello, everybody. Welcome to this fine evening. We are the All Aboard podcast, and we will just be generally talking about our stories, fun things. And join with me, I am Trey, and I'm joined with my host, Titus. We have a few other guests. Titus, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Titus. I make music and tweet often. Those are two good things to describe me, I guess. Yeah, me and Trey are the hosts of the podcast. We do the little goobers, the little goofs, the little gags.
Little goofy gaps.
Little goobers, goofs, and gags. That's something.
Thank you, Titus.
No problem. Are we gonna?
Yeah.
It's Logan next, right?
Sure, man. So
All
next,
right, Logan.
Logan. Logan is going to be a recurring guest whenever he feels. Go
He
ahead.
feels necessary
Introduce
for the podcast.
I'm Logan, generally known as Trey because that's my middle name. I was here before the other Trey. I'm superior by all means.
It's still spelled incorrect,
Um,
though.
It's
shut
spelled wrong though.
up. Anyway, I can generally do anything. I dabble in music, basically anything. I can cook. I'm most known for my combat, especially that to the death. So yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Logan. And next, we're going to introduce Logan's brother, Drew.
Oh, that shithead.
I thought Acer was going next. All right, Drew, go.
Yo, my name is Drew. I don't really do anything social. I like sleep. And can we mark down that Logan started out with an arrogant comment? Like to
Hold on,
begin
let me add it to the tally.
podcast?
It's a requirement, really.
Yeah.
To give you insight on that, I'm generally known as very arrogant, and they keep a tally
Mhm.
list of all my arrogant comments.
Yeah.
If you hear add one to the tally, just put it out.
Yeah, don't worry about it. And our last guest for this little bit is Titus's brother, Asa, the dad
The
bod.
love of my life. No, I can't.
Oh, yes. It's kind of weird being in love with your dad.
It really is, though.
He makes sure that we all stay fed.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to introduce yourself, Father?
Hello, I'm Mr. Hayworth. I'm fond of long walks of the night on the moonlight. Oh, this isn't Tinder, sorry. I like cooking, philosophy, tabletop, especially Dungeons and Dragons, anything nerd related. I'm the philosophy nerd, curator, I suppose.
Daddy.
No, do note that he has been practicing that for weeks now, so.
Yeah, he's been planning that since we got muted. Yeah, he's like, ooh, podcast? Let me write down my intro. I mean, to be fair, I'd rather do that than what I did in the first take of the intro, where I was like, I'll go.
Dude. I bet most of the audio editing is going to be you going through and cutting out minutes of us just laughing and all the us.
No, I'm gonna keep the laughing in there.
Oh,
Keep it
okay,
genuine.
solid.
What about
Yeah.
our
Except for me, I'm just gonna. Anytime I talk, there's gonna be a. In fact, that's the audio I'm gonna use to censor myself for the rest of the thing. Because I hate the tone of my voice.
Whenever you hear the long extended beep, just imagine continuous cursing, because that's all Titus is.
That's not true. You swear the most out of everyone.
Yeah,
in
he
this
said
group.
yeah in front of an 8-year-old.
Logan, you've been.
You said in front of our dad, who's a pastor.
One time you came over, you didn't know he was home. He was in his room with the door open. He was on his bed. You couldn't see him, and you were like, "Man, it's just such fucking bullshit and all that. I don't fucking get that shit at all." Like you said something along the lines of that. So then after you left, my dad came out and he goes, "How long has Logan been swearing?" Just like that, and I was like,
Yeah.
I said, he's going through a phase. That's what I told my father. I mean, so does everyone.
It was funny.
Still fucking do, man. I still fucking
Whenever-
do.
whenever anyone starts swearing, they use it as often as they can. Like, oh, that shit fucking hurts. Like
I
you
usually-
use it any chance
Yeah,
you get.
I
When you first start swearing.
Yeah, you really.
I
do.
started off slow, like you know, as a
I remember
shelter,
that.
I want to ease myself into it, and so like I started out with hell as my first one, and I was like, what the hell all the time, and then eventually I eased into damn it, and so later I started dropping the F bomb every now and then, and I became
I don't know about you guys. When did you guys make the conscious decision to start swearing? Because like I remember I was watching a YouTube video, and this is the first time I remember I wanted to be a bad kid and say hard naughty words. I was watching a video. I think it was Cinema Sins, and I was like, I thought to myself, I went, I'm 13. I can say screw you.
What a gangster.
And so
What the heck, man?
I remember I went outside, I got on my bike, and I started riding around our yard, and I went, screw this, I'm going back inside. I felt so immensely cool. I felt like the coolest kid on that block because I was the only kid on that block.
My mom had me convinced that "oh man" was a bad word, and so I felt super cool when I went, "Oh man." The
That
very
is the
first time,
widest-
man.
That is the widest
I
thing
remember
I've
one
ever
time,
heard.
Logan, it was at co-op. You were playing basketball and you fell and you scraped your knee. And you know, like when you like first start saying bad words and like one of your friends says a bad word in a spot you're not supposed to say a bad word at, you were out there and there were no parents around. But you went, damn it. And I was like, oh my God. I was
you
like,
can do that.
what if they find out? I was so worried that we were gonna get in trouble. Like later that day, someone was like,
God.
Josh said a swear word earlier, and I was like, but Trey didn't. I was like, me and Trey never said any swear words today ever at all outside by the basketball goal. Neither of us. And they were like, all right.
I just didn't fall for peer pressure at all.
I was doing the opposite of peer pressure. I was peer pressuring people into not doing peer pressure. Like, don't do drugs, man. Just don't do it. Don't do it.
So for a quick tip for some, whenever sometimes we get a little bit mixed up. Whenever we refer to Trey, it would either mean me
Yeah.
or Logan because he used to.
Well,
go by
I said Trey because it was back in the old days, and he wasn't called Logan. And that was like my freshman year.
I'm an enigma, baby.
You never really truly know which Trey talking about.
Here's the thing, though. Trey is older than Logan, so
Hold on,
No,
what?
it's not.
Hold
And
I'm almost. Huh? No,
name.
I'm older.
The Trey.
What?
The name. The Trey. Name. You Logan.
now,
No, actually, Logan is
For us,
also
it's
older.
older.
I went by
You
Logan
were
for 12
Trey
years.
before you were
funny
Logan.
enough, I'm actually 55.
Me at least.
That's fair.
Wait, you're
Funny
55?
enough, I'm
Yeah.
55. I come from the state of Georgia.
I thought you were 15.
My identity. Yeah. You don't know?
Is it- Every year counts as
it's like
4.
reverse leap years.
Okay.
Yeah, what was that? I remember like once he changed
Was
his
that the
name
church
and then
by
he was
your-
like
was that the
tempted
one
to
by
go
your house?
back. And then our Sunday school teacher looked at him and said, if you change your
She
name
straight up
again,
said that,
because
"In
I
the
just
name of
got used to
Jesus
calling
Christ."
you Trey, I will kill you. In the name of Jesus.
Dude, and the funniest part about it is that
I feel
church
like
is a
threatening
really
people
conservative Christian
is a very
church.
conservative
Like,
Christian church thing to do.
by the
Mm.
book.
You know,
Nothing like the love of Christ, like
yeah,
murder.
There's a,
I
Yeah.
almost went
I
as
feel like
Paul for a while.
I will kill you in the name.
there was a brief period
Um,
where I almost went by Chris or Christian.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like everyone's at a point where they're like, go by my middle name.
We'll see. I knew 4 Logans at the time, but I didn't know any Treys. I was getting tired of hearing the name Logan, so stopping playing basketball or whatever I was doing, walking over to find my mom and her not being there, and realizing,
feel
oh
like-
wait, that was the other
I feel
guy's
like at
mom.
that point,
and then
you should
having to
just
walk back into
learn
my
the sound
game,
of your
and
mother's
that's of course
voice.
when my mother showed up.
You just be like, what does my mom sound like?
You would think that I would think that you would
Or-
learn, hey, people
here's
have
why.
a different sort
Or-
of speaking pattern, people sound
We're always
different.
like,
To whenever somebody goes,
it's always
hey,
that voice, and you're
Logan,
like,
you'd be
where's
able to
Mickey Mouse?
differentiate.
Well, you see, they always said it in different tones depending upon their mood.
True.
That's it.
Whenever you hear just an angry homeschooler mom, even if it's not your name, you kind of get up in attention, just like, what?
Parents.
Like,
Yeah.
who did this? And it's like Kraft macaroni and cheese, but it's a little bit like a dick. And you're like, who did this? Which one of you did this? And you're always like, it wasn't me. I don't ask your son. Or the giraffe. That was the best thing ever. That
Oh,
was
remember
the
that
best thing
giraffe
ever
that
happened
was
to me.
drawn? Dude, you
We
and
were
a
sitting in
couple
the
other
room and they
guys
come in and
almost
they're
got
like,
kicked.
what happened? We explained that someone drew a dick on the board and they were like, oh. That's it? I was, yeah, one of the moms was like, she just goes, she goes, I'm not even upset about
Hey, so I'm going through editing and our audio cut out right here. I do apologize. There was a topic change though, and we are now talking about baseball. So, sorry.
if you're going to root for Chicago, at least root for the Cubs. That's all I have to say on that.
By the way, Titus is obsessed with baseball.
I'm not even that obsessed with it. It's more heightened because I can't watch it right now. Dude, that shit hurts.
Titus, I remember your face whenever you first saw I could catch a baseball barehanded.
Dude,
When he found out me and Drew knew how
I
to
was
throw
so
a baseball,
excited.
he was
You
like,
were
When I
so
found out
happy.
that
bro,
Logan could
well,
pitch,
my
I was
English
like,
bad.
Like,
hey, I straight up
It-
nutted. It's because the last time I played baseball with my
It's because
brother,
I'm
didn't
not
know
good
how
at
to play
sports.
baseball, and so he was running to second base, and I chucked the ball at him, hit him square in the back, and I go, "You're out." He goes, "You can't throw the baseball at me," and I went, "You're out."
Dude, seriously, I said I can pitch, and I saw it go straight up for a minute.
I hate that you're not even kidding. I actually nutted.
on the subject
No,
of baseball,
I have-
So you
have
I
any
kicked
punched
the
a
of
hole
you
in a
guys,
wall.
That was a
thrown
kick.
a
That was a kick.
baseball
My bad.
through a window
3.
or any ball?
The second time was a kick,
Okay.
Titus.
I believe
I
that
also threw it
wholeheartedly,
and
but
Drew through a wall once.
Same.
Pretty good.
See, I just say that generalized, but the funny part is I actually have, but it wasn't what everyone thinks. Everyone thinks me and him when we're in like a fight or something or some epic brawl, because that's what me and Drew are known for. But we were doing some remodeling of our bathroom, and one of the walls had completely rotted out to the point of a light punch would break through it. And so me and Drew were like, can I throw? Yeah, straight up. I was like, can I throw you through that? And he looks at me and goes, throw me.
You're
I'm
kidding.
like, so I picked him up and threw him through the
Yeah,
wall.
I just
That's D&G game, by the way. Anyway,
throw me, baby.
yeah, straight up.
Pitch me,
I
buddy.
threw him through the wall. We laugh at it, and then randomly in conversation, I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm a terrible brother. I threw Andrew
I
through
never
a wall
heard the
once, and I get
context
some
behind that story.
weird looks, man." Dude, I'm surprised. I've told it I've only told it once. Never mind.
To give context to the name drops that you said,
Bro,
Karam and Shortbeard are D&D characters in a campaign run by the
He's a
D&D
fantastic
nerd
DM, by
himself,
the way.
Asa, over there.
Hello.
You're
Yeah.
excellent. Follow him on Twitter
Excellent.
at
I
D&D
recommend
owner
him.
at Gary Kaiket.
And I'm a terrible nerd.
All right. If you play D&D, If you play D&D, you will know what this means, okay? I did
Asa took it like a
190
champ.
damage in one turn. Okay? If you play D&D,
Mistakes were made. Items were given out that should not have been.
yes. Alright? Now,
If your cookie crumbles, you just made bad cookies.
Titus has
That's the
been
way
working.
the demigod boss does.
Yeah.
Titus has been working on that one for a while.
can anyone else here cook
I-
other than me and Asa, by the way?
I'm a
I
great
know
cook.
Trey cooks with his
Trey
grandma.
can.
I can.
I cook with my
That's
grandma,
not
yeah,
even-
and I bake.
That's not
Titus
even
can
a
make
joke.
some
That's not
mean
even
Jell-O.
a bit. I make
can make
the
waffles.
best Jello.
Jello.
Titus,
It's amazing.
I make the
I
best
know
Jello.
8-year-olds that can make a mean Jello.
I can't make Jello. Like I ruin Jello
What, do you
anytime
make,
I
like, an
touch it.
angry face in
Titus
Jell-O?
makes it perfect. It's got the almost like jam-like jiggliness, so it's firm, but you can like slurp it through a straw. It's perfect.
That's
Like
pretty
we
solid.
change its shape and has the
You
little
see,
wiggle.
the reason I figured out how to do it is
but
I
you
misread the
just, like, pick up
instructions.
and
You're supposed to
just enjoy it.
you're supposed to put it into cold water and then boil it. I boil the water and just dump the packet in there. That's literally all I did. It was born out of sheer laziness because I didn't want to put it into the cold water and then stir it up and then boil it. I was like, I'll just boil it together.
See, I actually do not like Jell-O.
no, Titus, I have a
Yeah.
question about your Jello.
Yeah.
Asa said you make a mean Jello, right?
But
Why do you raise your Jello?
For the same way that I can
That
plan.
is so wrong.
Hold
So
on, hold
many
on, hold
ways.
on,
Look here,
hold on. I'll
mister.
give
We
him an
don't
actual
need
answer.
this kind of dad
The
joke.
reason
in this
I raise my
podcast.
Jello to be mean is the same reason I complain about things. It makes good conversation. Like, if I just made mediocre Jello,
See,
I can be like, I
yeah,
make the most mediocre Jello in the world. Be like, cool. But I'm like, I make the best Jello. You're like, tell me more about the Jello.
Why? What?
Yeah.
But he said a mean Jello. Why don't you
He's being
label
kind
it
to
as
babies.
a kind Jello, a nice Jello? A
the
mean
birds.
Jello means that
The Jello, it bites back.
Be there or be square.
it bites back. Oh yes,
Jello bites back.
the
Yes.
calories.
You hate Jello.
Yeah. But dude, I'm quite the opposite actually, Titus. I found out how to make things better through extra work. Like when I make mac and cheese, as opposed to putting the noodles back in the pan and then adding the milk, cheese, and butter. I mix up the milk, cheese, and butter in the warm
Do
pan
you,
before I add the
your own
milk
cheese
or
for your mac and
before I add the
cheese?
noodles back.
So
I recommend it. Occasionally, when I'm feeling extra
Pro strat,
spicy.
save some of the pasta water. It thickens it so much because of the starch.
Hey.
So the water makes it a bit more creamy. The starch helps keep it together. You only want like a tablespoon with like box mac and
Yeah.
cheese. But with
I would
like if you're
assume.
making your own sauce, just put in just like a little just a little bit of like a mug. Just splash it till it gets right consistency. It is amazing.
Yeah, but like, dude, you are quite the opposite, Titus. Like, when I make queso, like most people say, just throw Rotel and what is it called? The one cheese.
Velveeta.
Yeah, Velveeta cheese. You just
Yeah,
throw it in a
Velveeta
pan,
cheese.
melt it down, mix it up with some milk. Wrong. You add some actual shredded cheese in there too. And it gives it an actual cheese taste. So much better that way.
So, is it bad that I have no experience of making
Yeah.
any sort of mac and cheese at all? Because
Yes.
Wait, you've never made mac and cheese?
I hate mac and cheese. Very
What
true.
is
You
wrong
hate
with you
mac
as
and
a
cheese.
person? You
Fully
never
start
watch
losing
anything,
viewers.
and you never had.
What? Honestly, did you get dropped as a child?
I got
often?
dropped off at an orphanage, yes, but
You got dropped off at school. And stuff.
yeah.
Honestly,
So,
knowing Trey, that wouldn't surprise me.
but I have a thorough hate for just the taste of cheese. Like, you gave me a block of cheese and said, "Hey, eat this," I will not be able to. But if it's
Okay.
like a burger,
Hold on, Trey.
no,
this a
this
bit?
is real.
Oh,
This is
I hate
real.
the
But-
hate. I hate the taste of cheese all by
do
itself.
you mean like cheddar and cheese flavor, or just cheese period? Because cheese has different tastes.
Cheese.
That's like saying
flavor.
I don't like meat.
Cheese
Oh,
flavor.
dude. When I start my battle show, I'm gonna have a battle between all the cheeses for which one's the best.
You know, there
I'm
was
gonna
one
have
cheese.
special guest Bennett guard.
Put me on that episode.
I will
Put me
say.
on that episode.
Deal.
So Trey, I have a
What's that?
beautiful idea. For a video, I want you to make mac and cheese. Just a video of you making mac, like
Yeah.
in character, just you
There is
making
no
mac and
character.
cheese.
It'll just be me thoroughly confused. It'll come out grimy mess.
It'll just be like, fuck cheese, and I'll be like, please don't fuck the cheese.
Spaghetti's super easy to make.
That's
I
why.
made
I have
spaghetti
made
at least.
spaghetti. I do dislike spaghetti as well, though.
This is tangentially related. I remember one time,
I like Alfredo.
Okay. Fuck
Alfredo-
you little pasta
Alfredo
hate.
is
No,
just
no, no,
mac
no,
and
no.
cheese.
Fancy.
Bastard.
Let me rephrase. I do not hate the taste of cheese. Asa has enlightened me. I hate the taste of cheddar by itself.
Kick him.
Real quick. This is tangentially related to the pasta while we're on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
I
talking.
agree.
But
Today,
he's muted.
he is muted.
Sorry.
There
I
you
was
go.
talking about like what cheddar specifically do you hate? Because there's hundreds of types of cheddar.
Yeah.
You know what, Asa?
That's
You want to know what cheddar?
All right,
I
hold
hate?
on. Before
What?
That kind of talks back, young
Wait,
man.
what?
You hear me? I'm 55 years old. You don't come to me with that sharp cheddar bullshit.
Whatever. I'll just take over more critters.
hold on.
What's that,
I,
Titus? Go on.
tangentially related to the pasta. One time, I want to say I was maybe 9 or 10.
Uh-huh.
We me and my dad was like, "Hey, what do you want to make for dinner?" And I was like, "I want to make mac and cheese." And so, my mom and my sister they watched TV, and me and my dad we went to the store. We got stuff to make mac and cheese, and we got like the Kraft mac and cheese. We were gonna like shred cheese and add our own stuff. So we were making mac and cheese. My dad kept referring to it as pasta, and I was like, "Fuck does that mean?" And I'm like, "This is mac and cheese, man." And I was so confused because he's like, "Drain the pasta." I went, "The what?" He goes, "The mac and cheese." I was like, "Oh, why don't you say that?" It got to the point where I was getting actually confused because I thought pasta was spaghetti.
For a point of reference, this year, within the past couple months, him, Titus, and my
Yeah.
mother combined with their combined cooking prowess cooked 2 pizzas on the cardboard in the oven. Thankfully, they took the plastic off.
Me and my mom. It was it for D&D? Was it when we were playing out? Yeah, it was when we were playing outside. It was that time when we were outside, and so
I love this.
it was like, "Hey, I'm cooking other stuff. Titus and Mom, can you guys make the pizza?" We're like, "Yeah, we got this." So we get scissors and we cut the wrapping off the pizzas, and we're like, "Costco pizza surely doesn't have anything underneath it." We have the wrapping off of it, stick it in the oven.
Did you not?
And so it's just going quack, quack, like the oven. The oven's like ding, ding, ding. And so my dad's like, "Oh, I'll grab the pizzas, you guys." And my father pulls out pizzas. He's like, "Where's cardboard?" And me and my mom looked at each other and we're like, "It's odd." He goes, "Why is there cardboard under the pizza?" And I went, "Has it always been in there?"
Did you guys not put it on a cookie tray or something like that? Pizza tray?
Oh, we just stick the pizzas in the oven raw.
Jeez.
Yeah, it cooks them
protection.
better than a tray because you get moisture built up underneath so it can sog it. But when you cook in the oven, you do get a little bit of the bowing because it's cooking on top of the rack. But if you throw a bit of tinfoil, you're good. And you just put it to cool.
Interesting.
I did see a picture of someone
Logan,
who
I
put
just
the
realized-
pizza in on a cutting board and it just melted all over the place.
Yeah.
So-
Once
I
so,
saw that
Drew,
one
what
too.
were you saying?
once me and Logan
Fire.
were like trying to make some mac and cheese. This was like a few years ago, but
Dude,
we
that's
ended
how
up
guys
somehow
eat.
lighting it
Seriously,
on
I kid you
fire.
not. We lit the mac and cheese. We
Like,
lit the water,
mm,
mac and
and
cheese
we're just
that was
sitting over
boiling
here.
and water on fire. I don't know how the hell we did this. And she just starts laughing at us, like straight up.
And our
She
mom
says, "What
just
the
walks
fuck?"
over and she's like,
Starts
"What the
laughing
fuck?"
at us as
I'm
this
like,
fire
"Mom,
is
you're a
just sitting on the
Christian."
stove, like straight up.
I can see that.
I think I was more devastated over my mother
One
cursing
time, I was over.
than the mac and cheese
Yeah.
lighting on fire
I was over at your house one time, and I
because
saw vodka out on the counter. I think I've told you the story, and so it was for band practice, and I was like, "Your dad been drinking vodka?" I was like, "He have it for lunch," and you go, look at me and you go, "That's my mom's." And I was so taken aback that your mom drinks vodka. I always think of like wine as a mom drink, but it makes so much more sense that your mom would drink
Yeah.
vodka.
yeah. Have you ever heard the phrase "Mama needs vodka"? Yeah, that's her favorite phrase.
Yeah.
I have another mac and cheese related story. It's surprising how many we have. Titus might remember this one.
Hey,
All right, the name of this
mac
podcast.
and cheese.
The name of this is the mac and cheese one.
All aboard, we mac it up.
This is
Sounds
All
like
right,
we're
so-
talking about McDonald's.
I think this may have been the first time I cooked mac and cheese by myself. It wasn't the first time I cooked it, but I think it's the first time all by myself, no adult supervision. Because my mom was running to the grocery store or something. She might have been taking a nap. It was something where I was in charge of lunch, so I was gonna make mac and cheese. All the other pots were dirty though, so I go through the cabinet and I find the thing I'm looking for, a porcelain crock pot, and I sit that on our hot element stove, and I
I remember
I
this.
fill it with water. I get the milk measured out. I get the pasta ready to pour in it, and I turn on the heat. I turn around because I keep putting extra
Hey,
butter
Asa?
and cheese in it.
Hey, Asa. To make Titus not confused, it's mac and cheese. Thank you.
Yes, mac and cheese. So I turn around.
make
I'm
sure
getting
Titus
the
isn't
cheese,
confused.
finding the shredder, and I hear a loud shatter
Fuck
and
you.
a crackling of sputtering water and a thud on the floor. And I turn around. It broke in half. It shot shards throughout the kitchen, and now the stove is flooded, and there's a chunk of it on the ground, and the pasta's all over the place, or mac and cheese for Titus. And I just start freaking out because I just had a giant thing of glass explode on me when I'm a 7-year-old.
Normal Friday for me. I mean,
Yeah, once me and Logan our
God.
father bought us like our stepdad bought us a watermelon
You're
to eat and
very
stuff.
specific.
And he was like, "Okay, you can get it after you come home from school," and stuff. And we're like, "Okay," and like we got home from riding on the bus and stuff, and our dad wasn't home, so we were like, "Hey, let's just open up this little watermelon and have some."
We're like
So we're sitting here, we're trying to find a knife, but of course we're not tall enough to get them. So I think it was me who devised this plan. We took a exercise ball and set it like over the kitchen counter, and then we just chucked.
Huh.
Yeah, I had walked in
Yeah.
actually as we were finishing. Like
Let's just
we
say our
drop it.
father
And he's
came
like,
home to watermelon everywhere.
we've done movies, and
That
as it explodes.
That reminds me of the time that I blew up my microwave.
nice. How'd that happen?
Oh, you want
Yeah.
context?
You what?
No, because you
Oh,
asked, you
your
don't
audio
know
cut out.
anymore.
We
We're
messed
gonna
up
skip
time
some
you
of this.
what? Yep. All right. Cut. Next. I'll hear it when I edit. All right. Next person. Anyone else have a mac and cheese
Not a
story?
mac and cheese one, but
Hold on. Hold on. Rack your brains for another mac and cheese story.
I have a
I want this
brother
entire
antics
episode
one
to be
though. We just had brother antics. I have some brother antics. So me and Titus me and Titus got in trouble for something. We were supposed to take, we got in trouble, so mom's like, go take a nap. Stay on your beds. So we decided, okay, we're staying on our beds, but we turned our beds into a jungle gym by flipping them up. And we were just climbing up the boards on it and just, sitting on top of it,
So-
jumping between them.
Hold on. I remember this. This was I think of a different one. This was before we had the wooden beds. This is our old
there's
house
aluminum.
before we even
They
moved.
were little aluminum bars.
Yeah, we had these aluminum little metal beds. So it's aluminum. They're lightweight. We had the little fluffy plastic mattresses almost. So we slid those off, and we flipped them up against the wall. So they're on the wall, but they're like this little A-frame shape. And so we threw blankets and pillows, all that kind of good shit. We had the mattresses on the ground, so we had a little dock, and we were like, "This is our boat now." We have a raft in the middle of the sea, and our mom walks in and is like, "That's on me."
I don't know why.
That was basically
the
what we
moment
were
you
like.
mentioned boats,
That was us
all I
as
got
kids.
was the Lonely
Oh.
Island I'm on a boat song stuck in my head.
Yeah. Okay, we can go back to Trey's
But you're doing
microwave.
it the
Hey,
homeschool
microwave.
style.
No.
Ah,
shoot.
Remember when you
No,
microwaved a
I
burrito?
think Logan
I'm
wants to
on a
say
boat
something.
and
Hey, no, it's not. Oh shoot! It's,
yeah.
Oh no! Shoot's a bad word.
Drats, if you're feeling brave.
Dag nabbit. Did you guys ever say dag nabbit as a kid, or was I just a special kind of stupid?
I said it ironically.
Jesus
I said-
Christ.
I said dag nabbit at church one time at Sunday school. I dropped him a dag nabbit, and this kid turned to me and was like, "What does that even mean?"
I would say zounds and zoinks.
I was like,
I said dag nabbit ironically before I knew what the word ironically was.
Back to that microwave.
Well, since you were on the topic of dag nabbit, what's your
Zounds.
favorite elder curse word?
It's shortened for God's
oopsie-doodle,
wounds.
Whippersnapper,
Zounds.
along that line. What are they?
So I have a
Mhm.
mac and cheese story.
I'd say
this-
He does have a mac and cheese
to
story.
answer Drew's question.
Let
So
the man tell his mac and cheese story.
may I share my mac and cheese story?
Yeah, mac and cheese.
So my first time making mac and cheese was for my little sister, right? And so we were home alone. She was like, "Hey, I'm hungry." I was like, "What? You want some oatmeal?" I know how to make oatmeal. She's like, "No, I want mac and cheese." I'm like, "Dog, I don't know how to make mac and cheese. I never made that before." She's like, "I believe in you. It's easy." And I was like, "Okay." So
Famous last words.
exactly. And so, I made ramen noodles before. I was like, "This is gonna be easy. I know how to make ramen." So it's the exact same thing. So I did all the work, right? I poured the milk, stirred the guff. My sister, I was like, "Hey, is this correct?" And she's like, "I think so." I was like, "I thought you said you knew how to make this." She's like, "No, I just let mom do." I'm like, "You know what? That's fair." And so I was going at it, right? I was doing my best, put it in the microwave. And I was like, boom, put it on time, and I went to go sit down with my little sister, and I was like, "So, do you think I did a good job?" She said, "Yeah,"
Mac and cheese,
and
right?
then the microwave exploded.
Okay, how exploded are we talking? Like into pieces, or just like a and just
Everything.
damaged?
Comes back to the
On the
microwave.
topic of
Oh yeah, go ahead.
yeah, on the topic of exploding microwaves. So
Oh.
you've seen the
Yes, I've
plasma
seen the
grapes,
videos.
right? Like you cut a grape in half, you stick them together in the microwave, and they create plasma. So I thought, that's pretty cool.
Oh
I'll
god.
try it with 5. And so I let's just say I melted the inside of the
Wow.
microwave on accident. It did not work out.
We still don't use the microwave to this day.
Oh my god.
And
I have a
since then,
microwave
our mom
story.
just hated microwaves.
Microwave
Oh,
and
mic-
mac and cheese. That's the name.
I have a
That's the name.
microwave story.
All right.
Yeah. So it's a microwave oven is a no. I had leftovers. I want to say it was like Chinese food, and so I was smart enough. I took it out of the plastic, and I was going to stick the plastic container in the microwave. I put it into I put it into the bowl, and stuck my fork in it. I was like, "How cold is it?" I was like, "Oh yeah, it's cold." Cool. Stuck it in there. I didn't take the fork out, and I microwaved it for like a minute and a half. The freaking fork in there. But I grab it. I'm like, I can eat this, right? I was like, I left the fork in there, and I'm not even kidding. I was like, well, this was like, I don't know why, but I thought that I would like die if I ate it with the fork. I was like, surely the metal fork getting radiated would not be good for me to eat food off of. Just kind of threw the fork away. I was like 11. I was like, chucked it, and I grabbed a new
Yeah.
fork and I ate with it. I didn't want to. I was like, this is radiation. I was like, this is radiation.
So, Titus, you potentially made
I was like, if I eat this, I'll be the
Titus.
Hulk.
You know what you did? You know what you could have
Yeah.
done? You could have made a new form of atomic bomb. You had the radiation ready.
Yeah.
You had your materials, you had the fork.
Yeah.
You were ready. You're holding
Yeah.
the weapon in your hand. You could have done anything with that.
I know.
Yeah.
If I had a bite, I would have become
Yeah.
the Hulk.
Got a little cloud of that radiation, and bam.
We have way too many.
So-
We've got way too many stories in a row.
God,
This is why we
have
started
so
a
many
podcast.
microwave stories.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, what is it? Once my dad made me some oatmeal, right? He's like, yo, your oatmeal's done, go get it out of the microwave. So I'm like, okay, don't think that, it's been in the microwave for 5 minutes on like some odd heat and stuff. You can quote me on that. Basically, so I just like grabbed the bowl with both hands, like just, and try to pull it out. So I'm like sitting here holding it for a couple seconds. And I'm like, this is freaking hot. And like, I'm just keep on holding it. And like later, I'm like, this is really hot. And like, it's just not coming to me that like, I'm burning my freaking hands off. And then later, like a cat runs beside me and it scares me. And then I realize my hands are on fire right now. So I literally chuck the bowl of oatmeal
Holy
across the
crap,
house
I have an oatmeal
because I'm
story.
like, ow, holy crap, this hurts. And yeah, I did not say holy crap. I was homeschooled.
Oh no.
I said, oh no, it hurts.
I have an oatmeal story, and then I have another burning my hand story as
I
well.
have to teach
So oatmeal
one of my
one.
dads make oatmeal.
It was
Straight up.
I woke up one morning, and I think this is
And
why I
ramen
don't
noodles.
like oatmeal. I think this story is why. It was like, I forget why. I think it was for a sports event. I think it was like basketball or something. I don't know why. At least for the homeschool Olympics, that's what it was. We had to get up early, and so it's like 6:45 in the morning. My dad's like, "Hey, get oatmeal." The microwave had just got done. All right, we're gonna scoop the bowl of it. I immediately eat it, and it's scalding hot because he just finished cooking it. So I'm like, he's like, what happened? I was like, and he's like, did you just? It's hot. I was like, and my mom comes like, Titus, what's wrong? And I'm like, my tongue is hot. And so my solution is to go and just hold my tongue under the water faucet. I'm just as the water's falling on my tongue.
That reminds me of the time I touch a smoldering log.
Smart.
That's such a good reaction.
I've jumped in a
Oh
fire
yeah,
before.
I have an
My
uncle
older
who's
sister ran through a
dancing around the
fireplace
fire, you
once.
know. Like the big man that he is. I don't know. He was like
Yeah.
11, right? He was running around the fire, and I've been
Wait, your uncle was 11? Hold up.
no, I've been told this story before many a times because it's a funny story, and so, but
Oh, wait. I've got a burning my hand story.
may I finish my fire? So
His
Yeah.
uncle,
Oh, yeah.
his
Sorry, my bad.
11-year-old uncle.
my 11-year-old uncle. This is a long time ago. They were camping, and this is before my father was born. And so he was just kind of running around, you know, just screwing about. His sister, my aunt, was like, "No, stop! You're gonna fall in." And his parents were like, "Dude, seriously, you gotta stop." He's like, "Screw it." And he was just kind of running around, and he was gonna play like, "Oh, I'm falling in," but then he tripped and he actually fell in to the campfire. And so there was a moment where he just sat in the campfire like, And thankfully, he doesn't have any bad burns or scars. It's just his clothes got a little bit hot.
Baby, now we got that burn.
Lisa is dad,
Alright,
whereas Trey is dad.
What's up?
do you guys want to hear my burning my
Hold on,
hand
you
story?
can share that. Logan, what did you just call me?
Yeah.
I said Asa may be
I
daddy,
think he calls you daddy.
but Trey is
No.
dad.
How am I a dad?
Listen
The
to your
voice.
tone of voice right now, the way you're talking, dry sense of humor.
It's not.
Very
I
like,
do not have a dry sense
look
of
here,
humor.
son. What's this hentai book I found under your bed? Is this something I need to be
Do you
concerned about?
guys want me to do you guys want me to do
Okay.
my dad voice?
Oh, you're not
I
doing it?
Not already.
another.
Son, I understand you're some weird shit, but why did I find a fucking tentacle porn mag under your bed?
Oh yeah, Daddy.
Am I gonna have to call the counselor again? We
I
talked about
learned it
this
from
before.
you!
I learned it from watching you.
Yeah, great. Say my joke louder.
But Dad, it was an 18 and up.
Oh no! Oh no!
Don't worry, Dad. The girl was only
We're gonna
my
need to
age.
clip that one too, probably.
The mom comes in and she's like, "Honey, why did I find a porno mag?" The dad's like,
I shit you not. Once my dad was talking, he's like, "Yeah, you boys have seen no nudity. I've thought about hiding a Playboy somewhere in this house, having one of you guys stumble across it."
No, what's actually funny is he did have a hidden Playboy.
Which
I never
I
saw it.
actually found it.
what? When was this?
13. I was 13.
He actually, Trey. I mean,
So what year?
it
I
was like,
remember whenever I went fishing.
disclose
yeah,
information.
With
So
my
I was.
uncle.
Hold on.
Oh
what year
God.
was I 13?
Titus, we don't want to disclose that
No,
information.
I
was
found it whenever I was
14.
14, so it was a couple of years.
Yeah, well, I mean, our
Yeah,
we
was
can
it,
say our
um,
ages.
I'm
I
almost
did
18.
share that I am 55. So
So 2014.
So
What month?
I don't know. But yeah, I like found it. So our dad had like a cutout in the wall between the shower and the bathtub because like he was replacing the piping and whatnot, and he had like a cardboard box above like to hide it.
Hopefully.
And so I'm taking a shit in the toilet, and like I see like this piece of paper just fall on the ground.
Please.
I'm like, what's that? Pick it up. And like I see nudity for the first time. I'm like, what's this? And of course I'm just like looking through it clueless as to what this is, and just put it back because I assumed nothing from it. And then I finished going to the bathroom and walked away. Later I told
that
him that his
reminds
magazine
me.
fell.
I'm so sad that you didn't
He's like, you
give me
didn't
a
look
month.
through it,
I was gonna
did you? I was like, oh yeah.
I was gonna be like June. I was like, oh June, that was a great issue. and nothing.
Nice.
I was gonna make a joke, but no.
Titus, your bits are not allowed. Anyways, that reminded
so
me
upset.
of
The guy with dry humor.
all right. Does that remind me of a fishing trip I partook with my uncle? That
Oh,
was
not
named
fishy
Bill.
tail.
That with my uncle. Hold on. Let me finish.
Hold on. That's a
Let
good
me finish.
question.
How
That's a
the
good
hell did it
question.
remind you of a
You're like
fishing
fishing.
trip?
Oh, shit, I got a
That's
porn
not far
bag.
off. So I was going with a fishing trip near a dam with my uncle and his friend. That uncle is now in jail for assault and battery times 2. And so we caught fish, whatnot. We caught like a goldfish.
Well, I'm sorry. I think you skipped
What's that?
something.
No, I don't think I skipped anything. And so we got
Alright.
done with our trip.
Normal
And
Tuesday.
we were walking up. No, it was a Saturday. And so we were walking up a hill, right? We were walking up, and he looked over in the bushes, right? Like he walked over, and he's gonna go, take a pee, as you do whenever you walk over to a bush. And he looked over, and he saw, oh, what's this? And he saw like a page torn out from like a porn mag or something. And he was like, hey, Trey, check this out. And remind you, I was 6, right?
Oh no.
So he handed it to me, and I looked at it, right? And see, there's mud all over it. It's kind of obscuring. But then I wiped the mud off, scraped it off, and I saw it. I was like,
Of course you would.
And I looked at it, and I didn't understand what was on there. So let me explain to you what I thought what it was. I looked on there, and the first page, there's only 2 pages. Shh. I'm getting to that part.
You're like,
I'm getting to that
That
part.
was the thing that you got milk
The
from.
first page was just like a couple of naked ladies, but it wasn't showing anything. It was just like covering up the major nudity. It's just like a soft core, right? And then the second page was the same ladies kind of hunched over. One of them had their hand
Yeah.
down. And so we got in the car and went home. And I was like, hey, Ma, look what I found. I showed her. She's like, oh my gosh. And then my uncle was like, no, it's fine, let him keep it. He doesn't know what it means. And she's like, no, I'm taking that. And I ran to my room. And my room had, it didn't have any, it was concrete floors, right? And so I ran in cold feet. And I have the gamer chairs that like swivel, not the like office chairs, not those, but the ones that like rocking chairs, but for gamers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have one of those.
That is on the wall. Then there's my bed. Then there's a dresser, and
Yeah.
then TV on top with like the Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Right? Where do you think I hit this thing?
Under the chair.
In the chair.
Under the Xbox.
Uh huh.
On top of the TV.
Where do you think, Drew?
Under the chair.
That's fair.
I don't know.
And so I looked over and was like, haha, a chair. And I hid it behind the chair, not under, behind it, to where you could obviously see that there's something just kind of sticking out because I didn't push it back all the way. And then I just laid down and I went, ha, I won. And then I walked out of the room and I got some pizza. And then the next day I went to go look again and it was gone.
Right. When your uncle is out there fishing, he's reeling in. He's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I caught a largemouth that.
Oh, yes. Still twitching.
He's like, is that fishy?
He casts it out and he's like, oh, my favorite fish, a fupa.
Yeah.
Like,
Back on
What's the
the
question?
So I have a question for you guys. What was the first song you ever listened to with actual cursing into it in it?
Oh wait, I have a question related to this one. Though.
Like 8-year-old.
So
I might just ask you guys after we end.
So
It's-
whenever I
I
was
just wanna-
young, I lived with my mother, And so she would drive me to school. And on the way to school, we would play this music, it's like metal music. I didn't listen to the lyrics. I just heard the just the music. And so, but then I didn't acknowledge the swearing in it. But then whenever I listened back, like whenever I was older, which older is in like preteens, and this was like first grade to fourth grade, I listened to this on the way to school, either that or Beatles. And but I listened to it back, and like the lyrics were, "I'm gonna fuck you so hard," just like screaming that, and I was like, I hadn't heard this bit.
Oh.
Why does my mom own a CD of this?
I don't actually remember an age where I was like, oh, this song has cuss words, because I kind of grew up with my dad, and that guy just turned on music. Like, he kept the sex out of it, but if it had cuss words, it was fair game.
Yeah.
I remember mine.
Titus.
Yeah, no.
It
what
was
it? I was going to say.
we were on YouTube. Me, Ace, and
Okay,
us
you
we
go
were going.
first, Titus.
My sister went to bed, but me and Ace we were going down the rabbit hole of the Living Tombstone,
Oh,
his channel, and so I found a remix of a song called "So Sorry Jack," called "Sorry Jack" by the band Scratch 21. And so I went and listened to the original because I don't want to hear some dubstep remix of it. And so one of the lines, it was wearing a fucking fedora. And so I was like, oh shit. I was like, that song just is a swear word, but I like that song. That was the
Titus,
first
you didn't
time
say shit.
I like consciously
You said, "Oh, no."
remember hearing I was like, goodness me.
Say it in your white homeschooler voice.
My homeschool voice.
Hey, no,
Okay,
say it in your little kid voice.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
holy shit, what?
So, Drew, what were you saying?
Okay. So I've heard a bunch of songs with like my parents whenever I was younger, like my stepdad, my mom, not really my dad, like adopted dad, because you know he doesn't really care for music or anything. He's one of those people who thinks music is sinly, and so I was so
How's
I listened to Metallica and Hazley with my mom and stuff, and random stuff like that with them. However you pronounce it, I don't really give a damn. But like my first time listening to a song like on my own was actually with you guys. Like the first time that you introduced me to Bo Burnham. you know. And then like shortly after that, I was introduced to Lonely Island, and like the first song was "Jizz in My Pants."
Me too.
And
I
I
had the
was just
same
like,
reaction.
what the fuck does "jizz" mean? and then what was it? They were like, "Yo, do you know what jizz means?" I was like, "Yeah, totally." Looked it up later without using private window, and I was like, "Oh."
Dude, I remember that one. My buddy, he was sitting here. He pulls into the parking lot, and we pulled in about the same time. He opens his door and goes, "Troy, come here. I got a song for you." I get in the car. He turns the radio up and plays the song. And I thought they were saying shit.
I know who this is.
I thought they were saying shit, and I was like, "Oh, that's really funny." And then we get inside, and later he walks up and he's like, "Yeah," because we hadn't listened to the whole thing because we didn't have time. We had to get to class. We were late, technically. Later he was like, "Oh yeah." Eventually,
I know who this is.
it turns into like, I what is it? I look at a grape and I jizz in my pants. I was like, jizz. I thought they were saying shiz. What? And so then I went and looked up jizz. I, however, was not stupid.
Hopefully an incognito, right?
Yes, and I didn't look
Yeah,
up
my first time
jizz.
hearing
I
the
looked
Lonely
up
Island.
definition and then typed in jizz into the search.
That's smart.
Say,
Smart man.
wait, Asa, You have given your first experience of knowing a curse word in a song. What is your experience?
It was probably something tame, like one of those like alt Christian bands, like saying "damn" or "hell."
Mhm.
Like Emery.
Yeah, the first one I remember for sure that I constantly listened to
Oh, like
was "Coffee" from the Ruby soundtrack.
what is it?
Ruby
And it
is in
says
the Ruth
it has a
show.
line, it's "kick ass Java," and that
Oh,
that was
yes.
one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
actually no. Lonely Island was not the first one. You're right. It was I
that was
Burn from
after.
Ruby.
And then in the
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't
one of
hear
the
that one
lines
when I
is
first listened
"kick
to it.
my ass."
In the rap part on the original
Yeah.
version, he says melt them bitches down to ash, and then it seems you fucks will never learn. And I sit back and watch them burn. That part caught me so off guard. I was like, my parents weren't even home. Me and Ace were doing dishes, and we were like scrambling to turn the song on.
Dude,
That's how homeschooled we were. By the way.
Okay,
Dude,
so
I listened to Ruby soundtrack after Ace's birthday party that night, or I was listening to it later with my mom, and then they said the curse word, and I was like, oh. And my mom's like, dude, you're old enough to listen to songs with curse words. Chill. And I was like, oh, okay.
I didn't immediately after that you
Okay,
I
so,
had the
listen
power.
to
and I
like
was
the
gonna
one
access
with
it.
that drop the F bomb like every
that
30
will
seconds just because
conclude
they can.
the interview podcast, just to get to know everybody and our mac and cheese taste, our microwave explosions,
Mac and mumbles.
Mac and mumbles.
And the first swear words we
All right.
heard.
Very true.
To end the podcast, I already have a vote for the
Yeah,
next one. We talk about weird girl stories.
Yes.
all depends.
But
it all depends if Titus ends up editing
yeah, we'll
this.
have we'll have.
Ooh.
Hold on, we'll have links for everyone in the description. We'll have our Twitters or whatever socials. You guys can send me which ones you guys want, if you guys want any at all. And yeah, we'll have another episode out soon.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow us on our socials, leave a like and follow or subscribe, and we'll see you next time.